Welcome into PEC Match Point, brought to you by the Idaho Air National Guard. We've got a jam-packed show today as the PEC is in full swing, except for Boise State. They're on a bye, but we'll talk about their matchups coming up later on the show. It's brought to you by the Idaho Air National Guard, and we've got a jam-packed, as I said. The PEC kicked off at Syracuse in the Kickoff Classic. Final four from last year's Rocket League event all went there. We'll give you all the details, letting you know how Boise State did in their preseason warm-up. We'll go inside the PEC with Prestige, Boise State's Valorant player, going to join us to talk about his interesting trips on and off the field. Plus, we'll go around the league in the PEC. As I said, the Broncos were on a bye, but everybody else was in action. How do the standings look after week one across the board? That is all coming up on PEC Match Point. But as I said, we start with the PEC season kickoff in Syracuse last weekend. The Final Four from last year's Rocket League National Championships. Boise State, Michigan State, Nebraska, and host Syracuse launched the 2025 season in style. Not only were bragging rights on the line, however, Michigan State and Syracuse kicked off the event with their official Week 1 matchup held at Shine Center, the new $2.7 million facility located in the heart of Syracuse's campus. The atmosphere was electric, and Michigan State Director Christopher Blisky emphasized the significance of the kickoff and gave a prediction on who he thought would take home the bragging rights.
I think for our program, this is such a blessing to be here. It not only gives our students an experience that they'll never forget, but it's another step forward for collegiate esports. This is what we want to build in collegiate esports. It's events like this, fandom, the opportunity for people to come and cheer on their teams in person. This is the next step. This is what we want. This is what we're looking and hoping to build towards, and we're just excited to be a part of it.
Who's going to win?
Michigan State. You know, I'm slightly biased, but I believe in us.
Came true as Michigan State and Syracuse kicked off the event in a rematch of last year's PEC National Championship semifinals, a match where the Spartans came out on top. There was more than bragging rights on the line for this match in particular. Again, this was a chance for both teams to start the PEC season 1-0. The Orange had home field advantage with Otto the Orange on their side and a brand new arena. Syracuse rolled out a reloaded lineup led by senior all-star Gababy. Tisler and Lesser round out a roster hungry for redemption. For Michigan State, the firepower is there. Opbomb, Morvu, and newcomer Drury ready to prove Michigan State can repeat their championship run. Let's toss over to Rowan Mastrangelo and Jake Elliott from Syracuse to see how Game 1 of the PEC kickoff unfolded.
Hundreds of people here gathered for the kickoff match of the PEC. Ball center. Here comes Drew, and he just sneaks it past the car of the Orange to ground this. And they do. Michigan State takes one.
Came out, looked dominant, but the tenacity that the Orange showed to get back in that game, make things close, was really, really impressive. And it's something that I expect to see again. I think that they can make this series close, right? Gababy with the goal! That'll shut this game down for the Orange.
Syracuse taking game 2. This match is even at 1 apiece. If you're Michigan State and you won a comfortable offensive game in game 1, but you fall to game 2, what are you telling your squad?
You know, you have to respond to what Syracuse was able to do. You know what happened there? It seems like Syracuse had people in the area and just couldn't figure it out.
Michigan State extends their series lead to 2-1 with a 3-1 dominant win over the Orange. Getting some deja vu from just 5 minutes ago, Jack.
Well, your backs are truly to the wall now if you're Syracuse down.
The Spartans are headed to the PEC Championship with a 3-1 series win over the freshly squeezed Orange. It's frustrating. A 5-0 win in Game 4 pushes Michigan State to the final.
Michigan State, a 3-1 win over Syracuse, advanced them to the final and puts them at 1-0 in the PEC to start out the year. Unlike host Syracuse, though, who could just roll out of bed, show up to the arena, Nebraska had a fight just to get there. Stranded overnight at their trip to upstate New York, rolling straight from the airport to the stage. It's the kind of adversity that tests any team. For the Huskers, it's a chance to show grit under pressure. The roster is rebuilt around rising Rocket League talent, promising. Alongside Cyan Delta and Creed RL, they round out a talented and hungry roster, but the road just kept getting tougher for Nebraska as they had the tough draw of the event, defending PEC Rocket League National Championships. Boise State, the Broncos enter with the target on their back, but they've got experience, depth, and the leadership to match. Durtho, Woozy, and Preston return to the lineup with longtime head coach Doc Haskell roaming the sidelines, at least when he's not doing interviews. For the Broncos, it's about defending their crown. For the Huskers, it's about proving that nothing, not travel, not fatigue, not the defending champions, can slow them down.
There are. You can see them on screen. Durtho, Preston, and Woozy. you can't get outside of yourself. You have to keep your head down, play the game the way that you know how to play it, Rowan. Three of them, really. They've played together for so long. They've won together for so long. And I think that's what could put them, in a place to beat Nebraska, is that pre-established chemistry.
All three of the desk members, Danny Bepic and our host, Carson Cass, they felt that the Broncos, this would frankly not really be a competition for them.
There's that Boise State dominance. There it is.
He gets a pass from Durtho. He fakes and Preston capitalizes. A beautiful, beautiful team-oriented play from the Broncos. They'll extend their lead to 4. Pretty clean Game 1 win over the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
If you're Nebraska, you got to look to the second game as a complete reset.
10 seconds underway, already a demolition. So it's a contact sport, and Durtho makes an impression with just 13 seconds lost on the clock.
Yeah, he's been on fire all day, it's safe to say.
Creed finds an open net, and that's the first goal of the game for the Huskers. Woozy, no regard for human life.
Just going to end things off there. This one was a real beatdown.
Coach Doc Haskell of Boise State, you've got to be happy with this, but I'm sure for him, he's telling his players, job's not finished.
That was an incredible mechanical play from Durtho. Just, saves his flip for the last second. He didn't have any boost there, but saves the flip right when he needs it. Scores the first goal of the game. Promising RL gets a goal on the board. Could have a game on our hands here. Woozy finds that bottom left corner with ease. That's a hat trick there for Woozy.
Not today. His 5th goal of the day, Woozy.
Yeah, there it is, that good shot placement. Even somewhere where Creed can, get the front of the car to the ball, but not going to be able to push it out. Just a smothering performance from Boise State. Good things I saw out of them. Their passing was incredible, inch perfect. Their shooting was also incredible and inch perfect. Really, everything they did was inch perfect the whole time.
Boise State, on the other hand, such a polished squad. They have been last year, and they look no different this year.
I would agree. They look to be the favorites once again based on that performance.
Boise State did not drop a set from last year's title with a 3-0 win over the Cornhuskers to advance the Spartans in the PEC Rocket League Finals, bring us a rematch of last year's national championship, but this time it's only bragging rights. The two Titans, Michigan State and Boise State, they meet for another massive match in what could become a growing rivalry. For the Spartans, Oppbaum has been the steady playmaker. Morvu continues to be a big threat in big moments, and they want revenge for Vegas, while newcomer Drury has given Michigan State another gear. On the other side, the defending champs Boise State return with the weight of expectations. The Broncos lineup of Durtho, Woozy, and Preston have said all the right things leading up to the kickoff of the year as the defending champs, but now it's time to start their title defense, at least again, for bragging rights. This is more than a final. The Spartans chasing redemption. The Broncos chasing repeat glory. Only one can walk away with the crown. Carson Cass and Blake Phillips bring us the calls for might be an appetizer of this year's national championship.
Boise State, the squad that are the defending champions, and the runners-up, Michigan State. So that's going to be an interesting one.
Michigan State, they're feeling good. We've seen plenty of it, but can they do it against a top 10 team in the country?
I think I've just got to go with the squad that I saw. It looked better. Michigan State, I'm going to take them in 4. It's a team that is all put together.
Boise State and Michigan State, familiar foes, but we're playing on land, and we've already got a Durtho goal. That's 1-0 Boise State. Your prediction's already kind of flying out the window.
Yeah, in front, Woozy, nobody's getting that. That's a fireball. And Boise State up 3-0.
That's a solid game 1 from the Broncos. They are looking like they haven't missed a step since their Nebraska series. Michigan State, you look at a 3-1 score line, you're not too phased by it. Game 2, we'll see if they can keep it up, but I expect this game to be a lot closer from the get-go. Oh, what do I know? Michigan State just made an awful error in the midfield.
Bit of a tough situation now. Still centering pass chance. Knockdown. Oppbaum scores.
Michigan State aren't done yet.
Durtho in front. It's dribbling in the net, but it's going right wide. One more time, and Woozy taps it in.
And it's Boise State, again, cleaning up off of effective panic-causing offense.
Boise State just kind of has it. Preston in the air in front, and it's a goal from Preston. They are taking the Spartans, and it's
not a place that Michigan State want to be. Having a reverse sweep on a land stage against a team as experienced as Boise State. Michigan State have a lot to figure out because Boise State are playing like this is their A game.
Yeah, I mean, Boise State right now, they're winning the horse race, and all the Spartans brought was a jockey.
Michigan State forced Boise to earn that opener, and yet they still get first blood.
Back in front, Woozy scores! Nobody in net, and it's 2-0 Broncos. Idaho, I mean, they've got themselves a potato of a game here. They still have a chance in front. Stuffed at the line. And the Broncos win 2-0. The Broncos just took the reins, pun intended. And the Spartans nowhere to be found. 3-0.
That was a dominant series from Boise State. Michigan State only putting up a pair of goals. That's right. And being forced to work hard on their back line the entire series. I mean, I expected more out of Michigan State, I'll be honest, against Boise. But the Broncos stepped onto land and looked like they've played a LAN or two in their careers.
Boise State claims glory in the PEC Kickoff Classic. The real season, though, it starts right now. It'll start against a familiar foe. We'll take a look inside the match coming up on Inside the PEC.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, has built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. It's finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great? Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
Welcome back to PEC Match Point. It's time to go inside the PEC. It's brought to you by the Idaho Air National Guard. We meet up with the voices of the faces who make the PEC possible. Today, we're joined by Boise State Valorant player Prestige, who got a little bit more action off the field than on the field. Prestige is, I see you got to have an experience with a cow today. So I got to ask, in the Valorant play, harder, final round 1v3 clutch, defending the bomb, or having to milk a cow?
Final round 1v3 clutch or having to milk a cow.
And you got to get like a full, like we're talking like the full, you know, you got to like so I want a glass of milk. Like you got to provide.
I'd say messier, probably cow. You know what? I think difficulty, I'd say cow. I think cow's more difficult.
Hey, there you go. If you ever need some experience, you know. All right. Well, I like that. But again, let's get to the on-the-field action, right?
Okay.
You're for Boise State Valorant. You're kicking off the PEC year 2 this week against Syracuse. What are your thoughts going into year 2 of the PEC? Like, what is your kind of like hopes and dreams for the PEC for this year for Boise State?
Everyone has their hopes and dreams of going back to Vegas and, you know, securing that national win. Unfortunately, the Valorant team wasn't able to do that last year. Congrats to the Rocket League and Overwatch teams. That was fantastic. Hoping that this year we can be a part of that group. Hopefully we can all go in and secure that win for our school. But, you know, we just take it day by day. I mean, we've been preparing both on and off the field. We've been doing more things as a team outside of the game. You know, you want to build that chemistry as a team. It doesn't just come in the game. It really comes from being together and doing stuff. Like we were able to volunteer at the Idaho Shakespeare Festival last night, actually. And we were able to volunteer and do that as a team with the program. So that was really fun experience. But yeah, in terms of preparing, you know, practicing our days, you know, we've had a couple games for Division I now.
Okay.
So that's some good experience, you know, good official experience that we've had. And like I said, just day by day. We're taking it one by one. Syracuse, some great guys out there. Joey Griziak, I remember you for the director of Syracuse.
Nice.
Shout out him. I've known him for I think 3-4 years now. I met him before coming here, so that was pretty cool to see him go from his previous school to Syracuse. And so I'm excited. I'm excited for it to start, kick up, and just I'm ready to get going. Baylor's going to be fun.
There's some big name schools.
Yeah,
Baylor.
Baylor coming in, so I'm excited to see how they play because I didn't know they had an esports program, so I'm really excited to see how they perform. Some big names in PEC, some big names in Division I, but specifically for PEC, Michigan State.
Yeah, they're the defending champs.
Michigan
you
State.
got to knock them off.
Michigan State, it's a fun little rivalry we got going on. I saw that in Rocket League may have something firing up here soon. But I'm excited to play them again. I want the rematch to go our way, of course.
Of course.
As one would.
Of course. And let's talk about you, though. What's your personal goals in Valorant for this year, right? Is this your second?
This will be my third year.
Oh, third year. Wow. It's been, we used to work together elsewhere, so it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
But yeah, so what's your personal goal? Just in Valorant, what are you looking to, come out of this year and say, I'm really glad I'm better at defending, opping? What is it that you want to say I improved on this year?
I guess I'll give a little insight here is right now I'm working on a new role.
Oh.
Because
you don't have to say what, but
But right now, I'm hoping that I can not only, impact the game within the game itself, but I want to get ahead of the curve because typically people will be in their senior year or their last year of playing and be, I want to leave everything on the field. I want that to be this year.
Okay, I like that.
I want that to start now and continue going forward. So I want to make sure that everything I do adds to what I want to accomplished by the end of my time here. So I want every little thing to impact not just me, but my whole team. I want the surrounding culture, everything we've got here. I want every little thing to matter.
I like that. I like that answer. And Prestige, best of luck to you guys as we hear from Doc Haskell all the time. You're starting at the bottom of the mountain.
Yep.
You got to climb your way up. You take on Syracuse. Again, best of luck to you, Prestige. And does it go better than milking the cow, or how did you feel like you did milking the cow before we let you go?
I might be a professional here soon. I don't know. You might see me out on the dairy farm here in a couple years. We'll see.
Okay, so if that Valorant contract doesn't come, we know where to find you, Prestige. We appreciate that, man. Best of luck in your opening week matchup in the PEC. But just because Boise State was on a bye doesn't mean we had no action, of course. The PEC Week 1 around the league is coming up on PEC Match Point. That was perfect. Welcome back to PEC Match Point. It's time to go around the PEC. Just because the Broncos were on a bye doesn't mean everybody else didn't get their season started in Week 1. Strong starts across the board. Let's kick it off in Valorant with some old rivalries and some fresh storylines. Again, Boise State sat on the bye. They'll take on Syracuse this week. Fans still got a full slate of action. Defending champs Michigan State and Syracuse had more than just Rocket League on the table. They added another chapter to their Valorant rivalry. Ohio State clashed with Utah in a welcome to the PEC moment for the Utes. Kansas and Nebraska reignited a classic regional battle, and Baylor and Minnesota met in a battle of the newcomers to see who could get off to a strong start. And Week 1 showed more than it was just about the players. Every school brought high-quality production to their broadcast, giving fans a polished and professional experience no matter where they tuned. If this is the standard for Week 1, the rest of the season is only going to look and sound even better.
Him down with a wall, maybe take a little bit of an aggressive fight. Calls onto his teammates, but gets picked up by the ISO ult. Looks like we're not going to get the 1v1 KO, unfortunately, but Paper Grenade's unable to win it. They flood into the A site. Ginsburg with a spam kill. That's very
Does
big.
get one, but also afflicted by every single illness known to mankind. Oh my
Can't even
word!
see his screen. Might as well play with your monitor off at that point.
Welcome.
But able to get another kill. Alive through it all.
Welcome back. This is Overwatch League.
This is Overwatch League. 1v3 for some. The hero of the last round. Looking for another clutch. Picks up one. Truth trades it out.
Yeah, attackers taking another. They're now 2 away from walking home with the map 1 dub.
Gophers with the 7-11 scoreline right here. What's your favorite Slurpee flavor?
My favorite scoreline?
I think your favorite Slurpee flavor, since it's 7-11 right now.
Oh, sir, dude, I don't think I've ever had a Slurpee before.
I actually haven't either.
Oh.
I've never been to there aren't really many 7-Elevens.
There's not a lot of 7-Elevens around. Because we could just go to Quick Trip.
Exactly.
Which is like already the
Get
better
slushy.
version.
Okay, what's your favorite icy flavor?
Icy? I've never had an icy.
Oh my god, I forgot. You don't like any good drinks. Alright. Tune in next week. Henry and I will be drinking ices.
Ooh, Hamburger's able to find 1, 2. He's able to find 3rd with that bucket. Unfortunately not.
So terrifying.
It looks like I's going to come out from Ohio State. Looks like Ohio State is just going to be playing slow. Waldy, there is one right beneath you. I would recommend you not to look down. As Waldy is waiting in that heaven space as OnStage wants to clear his sight. And the Fatal does come out from Ohio State, finding this last player, Ashton. Ashton finds 1. Is he able to find 2?
One enemy
able to find 2. It's a 1v1 situation now. He's still
Ashton
marked by
has
that
30
Fatal.
seconds.
Bot is behind him in drop with nothing but a sheriff. Is nothing timing? Ashton knows where he is. He's got nothing but he's able to pick up a Viper pick comes out from Ashton. It's a 1v1 situation. Bomb is going to be planted on Utah. As Bot is able to pick up a Vandal. Let's see. And Ashton able to secure and clutch the round for Utah.
Clutch! Oh my goodness! The sub coming in with that Viper pit, with that 1v1 scenario, the tension. Oh, that was so well done from Ashton with Utah.
So Utah comes out, picks come out, Sova all comes out here, Cyberhawk, everything is coming out. And Syracuse getting those really nice picks off of MSU. Wow. Syracuse showing that MSU into a 12-7 game. Set.
Making magic happen. Hey, that's what Superman does. It might not be magic, but it's close enough here. See what they can do. Already there's some coming out from Ohio State. They're throwing everything at this because they got it all. Hamburger takes out Superman, but OnStage finds both Dez and Hamburger playing those angles on this A side we saw earlier in the round. D11 and Bot getting trades back as everything is unleashed on the side of these two teams. Both end of the line here, Ohio State. This is map point. They want to take that 1-0 lead. Utah, they want to force the OT. It's a long hill up there, but every single round matters. Bot, gonna look to find OnStage. OnStage, the spray is not gonna be able to connect it. Is gonna get the primary jammed. I don't know if Bot knows that it connected. D11's gonna go for the plant, and Bot is gonna get taken up by OnStage, who finds a 4 with a classic in round 21.
10 HP, 5v3 for MSU here, looking to play a little bit more aggressive, but knows he is also at a pretty decently low HP. Lemur missing the op shot, but he does hit him through the wall into Hunter tappable range here. Hopper comes out here, Syracuse is left.
30 seconds left.
Chamber running back into spawn with them.
Ooh,
Very
wow.
nice shot.
Spike
Drago
down.
going down by Lemur with the op here. Lemur showing the op potential, showing the op worth and the op value, and just going back main watching. Syracuse has 13 seconds left on the clock and doesn't seem like they're very willing to commit
10
anymore
seconds left.
after Voss is one tap and looking to save the guns instead here.
Defaulted around the map, but these two Baylor players sitting in mid, looking to get a timing on Henry. Unfortunately, Truth goes down. Henry with a huge secondary kill, and now a 4v3. They do have the kill but Henry with another. Henry with another. Has the dash to entry onto site if he needs to use it. Able to close door. They will get onto site, and they do have the Killjoy ultimate to delay the post plant.
Spike planted.
It is down.
Moving across mid very slowly. He has the key to closing this round out with his ultimate.
You just gotta drop it. If you just put the ult down now, that's it. That's game over. GG's, a handshake, and we all go home.
Baylor, both players in heaven.
Yeah.
The Gophers aware. They've cut off every other angle. Some not going to be able to get the ultimate down.
It's one,
but it's
it's
okay
two.
because Sammy walks up heaven.
Oh, the production's falling apart, but it's
The
fine.
production's falling apart as the Gophers close out the match in beautiful clutch fashion.
Handshakes all around.
I'm holding
You're
the
getting
light in my hand.
blinded.
I got flashed even though I'm not even in the game.
Here. We'll turn that off. It's down there. It's down there.
Oh my God, that's fine.
State and your Ohio State Buckeyes defeat Utah here to take the win in Week 1 PEC Valorant.
Wow, that was absolutely beautiful. It looked terrifying at the beginning of the map.
The performance that we saw from Utah Day, I feel like we saw a different team than we saw these last 2 weeks. And I think with a couple more weeks under their belt kind of playing together, I can't wait to see what they have next week for us. Yes, today's loss was unfortunate, but I feel like the team learned a lot and showed us a lot of what they're capable of.
That was just a look at some of the sights and sounds from PEC's Valorant as Week 1 kicked off here as we go around the league on PEC Match Point. In Valorant for the PEC Week 1, it was tight action across the board as you saw. Kansas outlasted Nebraska in a 3-map battle. Ohio State rolled past Utah with a clean 2-0. Michigan State edged out Syracuse in another close series, taking it 2-1. And Minnesota opened up strong, knocking off Baylor 2-1. 4 matches, nearly every single one went the distance. It could be anybody's year as we start the season in the Power Esports Conference. Moving over to Overwatch, Week 1 got underway with some decisive results. Kansas opened up the season in style, sweeping Nebraska 3-0. Minnesota followed up with a statement of their own, shutting down Baylor with another 3-0 sweep. And Ohio State closed out the week with a 3-1 win over Utah, showing some early promise from the teams at the top of the standings. But don't let those results fool you. PEC Overwatch season is officially underway, and it could be anybody vying for that national championship at the end of the year. Finally, Week 1 of PEC Rocket League did not disappoint. Michigan State, as we saw, opened up with a strong 3-1 win over Syracuse. Utah edged out Ohio State in a nail-biter, taking that series 3-2. Kansas battled past Nebraska in a tight 3-1 finish, while Baylor came out firing, sweeping Minnesota 3-0. With close series and statement wins across the board, PEC Rocket League is off to a fast start. I cannot wait to see how the Broncos do. Week 2 of the PEC is sure to raise the stakes, and Boise State is going to make their season debut as they take on Syracuse, looking to shake off the bye and start strong. We've also got Michigan State taking on Kansas. Should be a fantastic set of matchups. Ohio State and Minnesota, the Gophers, looking to prove last week was no fluke as they are the newcomers. And finally, we'll get Nebraska taking on Baylor. These are some heavyweight matches across the board. Cannot wait to bring you all the highlights of Week 2 coming up next week on PEC Match Point. But that'll do us for today. PEC Match Point is brought to you by the Idaho Air National Guard. We'll see you all next week, and good luck to all the teams.